Hello and welcome to Luisa TV. Thank you so much for joining me. I jumped on to wish you all a big late Merry Christmas or Happy Holidays, whatever you celebrate. And of course, a big Happy New Year. I'm sorry I haven't been on for a while. I've been experiencing what one might call a dark night of the soul, or a cleansing, or a sadness, or a purification. But something quite miraculous happened to me a few days ago that I wanted to share with you. And I think the real message that I have is there is always light in the darkness. For any of you that are experiencing sorrow or grief or despair, there is always light in the darkness. For me, what happened is part of my life story. It certainly wasn't fair or just or right, but I replayed and replayed all these scenarios and all these events that occurred over and over in my mind. And even though I had all the tools and techniques to not be down on my knees in despair, I just couldn't shift it. I couldn't get out of it. And the more I tried to force the situation, the harder it became. And I knew the only thing I could do was surrender, to accept the situation in the knowledge that everything is working for my best and highest good. So I thought what I'd do is I'd take action. And I spent several days weeding big prickled brambles in a part of my forest. And I convinced myself that my sorrow would disappear when I'd finished clearing this section of brambles. But as I was clearing the brambles, a terrible job, and my fingers were covered in prickles. I hated it. The thoughts kept coming to me over and over and over again. And when I finished clearing the brambles, I was still in sorrow and despair. On top of that, I inadvertently just got one prickle that had bacteria, and I'd had a serious infection in my hand. But I'm fine now. But what I realized the other morning, 2 mornings ago, I was lying in bed, and all of a sudden I was shown in my mind's eye this trail that I had walked in the forest, clearing the brambles, clearing the big prickle bushes, digging them out. And I could see the residue, the imprint, the emotional imprint that I had left in the forest of sorrow. And I could also see there was a fragment of me that had remained there. And I knew in order for this darkness to lift and this incredible sight that I saw of energy, I could try and describe it. It was a feeling, it was a sensation, it was an emotion. It was like a dark grey cloud. And as I saw this, I knew I didn't know what to do. And then all of a sudden, I saw my dragon. And he looked at me and he smiled. But it was a feeling, it was a telepathic communication. And he began to blow his fire. It was amazing to watch. It was fire, it was energy, it was vibration. And he walked along my trail of sorrow and cleared the darkness and turned it into light. And then somehow telepathically I communicated to him that I'd like him to do it to my spiritual body as well. And he breathed fire on me. I don't know how long this experience went for, but afterwards it was almost completely cleared. And I guess what really I'm trying to say is that our thoughts create things. We create our reality, and our thoughts and our emotions and our impact, our actions, leave an energetic footprint wherever we go. So the place was cleared, but then I was told, I was guided that there was one more final step to clear me out of this darkness. that I had to return to that path, filled with a loving heart and gratitude, and send the forest love to bring all the pieces of myself together there that I had left, to make me a whole fragment, and to clear any residue that remained of sorrow on the land. The forest certainly didn't want this, and the elementals didn't want this, and I wanted to be cleared from my depression and darkness, and I wanted to feel good again, and I didn't want to be on my knees in despair, struggling and trying to tread water. This is metaphorically, but it was horrible. And so I was actually a little bit scared to walk down my path or my trail of sorrow, even though I knew that on some dimension the dragon had cleared it for me. So it took me a day to build up the courage, and I went down there and I opened my heart with love and gratitude to the forest and to nature. And it cleared. It completely cleared. I'd not only helped the forest, and I apologized for leaving that behind. I cleared me. I surrendered to forces far greater than myself. Again, I recognized that everything is working for my highest good. Things might not always work out as we have planned or as we would have liked. In fact, they can work out even better. And more amazingly than that, when I reached the end of my prickle pile that I'd collected, my walk of sorrow, it started off, the weather was a grey and cloudy day. And when I came to the end of my walk, through a little piece of the trees in the forest, the sun shone, and it shone on my face. And it was so bright, I closed my eyes, but I opened them, wanting to see this magnificent sun as if I hadn't seen it for months. And I promise you, it was then that I saw an angel. I truly believe in all my heart that it was an angel. It was a white, energetic being of love and light. And I received the message telepathically that everything is going to be okay. So I found my light in the darkness, and each day gets a little bit better, and I look forward to being more present with you and sharing more insights. And please leave a comment and I'll happily reply to you. I've got an incredible interview coming up this weekend with a woman that was being guided by angels to paint with human cremains. I'm really looking forward to this. And next week, I'm going to come back on to share with you how I set my intentions for the new year, some questions to ask, and a prayer to ask 3 specific angels for our desires for the year ahead that I'll share with you. And if you would like, you can use them too. Anyway, look, I send you so much love and a big happy new year. And I promise you things always get better. And that's it. Bye for now.